Yo, what's up? This is Vigilante for ReasonForRhymes.com and Your Black World. And I am the hip-hopologist, and we're here to talk about something that's been outrageous today. We want to talk about the Rick Ross case, and I have my buddy Wayne Hodges from Mass Appeal News. What's up, Wayne?
Hey, doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just checking out from from the Chris Brown fight with Frank Ocean to Rick Ross has been kind of heated up Monday, haven't it?
Yeah, it has. The thing about Frank Ocean and Chris Brown was, I believe Chris was there to support one of his artists, and somehow he stumbled across Frank Ocean somehow. Frank Ocean apparently had, a beef with him or something. I mean, it's kind of a weird story because Chris Brown had no idea Frank Ocean had it in for him. And I guess they bumped into each other as Chris tried to leave the studio. Frank said, "It's my studio." I think he even said something to the effect of, "You're in my parking spot."
Yeah, that's what the site written down on a parking spot. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then after that, Frank's entourage, trapped Kristen. I guess they trapped him inside the studio. Chris tried to shake Frank Ocean's hand, and then someone from Ocean's clique, hit Brown in the hand, and the big brawl broke out.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, and Frank Ocean stayed around to, tell the police what went down or something. Chris bounced out of there, man. That's crazy. You know, R&B singers and producers, they need to calm down. But then even bigger news is the Rick Ross situation, man. I'm hearing that it was 47 shots, or something aimed at the car with him and his fiancée. What type of news did you get on there when you first heard that, for your newspaper?
Well, he was, out to celebrate his birthday at a restaurant. And when they left, and they left really late, I think it's around 4:30, close to 5 a.m., he had his date in the car. Her name is Shatira, I believe, Morangi.
Okay.
And he had her in the car, and he was in his Rolls Royce. I guess he pulled up to a light, and then a car pulled up next to him and fired. But here's the thing. I don't even think Ross's car was hit. Now, there were some other buildings in the area that was hit. I'm trying to figure out how you can fire those shots and not hit the car. But anyway,
do you think it was a warning? You think it was a warning? I'm not going to say that he have had beef, with some of the GDs and things like that, but I'm not going to blame them for that. I mean, I saw that 50 Cent tweeted that he believed it was staged, and you know how 50 Cent can be sometimes, sticking his nose up in that business because of the past beef, but he clicked and said that, he believed that it was staged. What do you believe?
Ooh, that's what he said?
Oh yeah, he said this on his Twitter, allegedly. Let's say allegedly said this on his Twitter that he believed it was staged because the car didn't get hit, and 50 Cent, don't have no love for Rick Ross anyway. A couple weeks ago they had got into it with Gunplay, a member of 50 Cent crew, and they kind of beat him down outside of the award show. So I kind of saw that on World Star. So it spans out, Rick Ross has also been, accused of lying before, about he wasn't a CEO, then he was a CEO, then he outlasted that, became a top artist, out there now making, good money and doing his thing. Then this story pops up, then you hear the story about misusing and misrepresenting, the GDs, then you see the gunshots, and then like I say, either the worst shooter in the world or a warning shot or warning shots, or what? Do 50 Cent have any validity in that tweet?
Yeah, well, absolutely, because when you're in a gangster rap gang, you have to, on occasion, partake in some type of episode where it looks like you're living that type of lifestyle. Now, can it be staged? Absolutely.
Okay.
But when you rap about that continuously, eventually you have to, show your fans something to the effect that, hey, I'm rapping about these things, and you know what? It happens to me sometimes. Whether I get shot at, whether I get into a brawl. I mean, look, the thing with Chris Brown and Frank Ocean, for all we know, could have been staged because...
Yeah. I mean, it could have been.
Yeah, because That's what they're selling to their. Well, that's what they're selling to their fans.
Yeah.
I mean, the hardcore game is nothing if you're not arrested occasionally, or if you're not in the news for something violent on occasion. I mean, really.
I believe that.
And that's the dilemma. So yeah, I do believe some of these things can be staged. Absolutely.
Okay, so, and also, I don't know if you knew, the GDs kind of caught a little heat a little bit on the Star and Buck Wild show, where they said, well, when Rick Ross had got on radio after the tour was canceled, and basically said he wasn't cutting no check and he ain't worried about nobody, and basically told him F off. So do you think the GDs were pressured themselves, not saying that they doing this or behind this, what I'm saying, but just in theory, do you think that they was pressured to saying that for a couple weeks or a couple months, it was, different GDs from different cities posting up, videos talking about cut the check, and then for Rick Ross to get on radio down in Florida to say that he's not cutting nothing. Do you think that they was pressured to prove that they are who they are too?
Oh, absolutely. I do believe that. No question. And, it just gets back to, there's two things that really concern me about what's going on in the hip-hop industry right now.
Okay.
Number one, I do believe maybe half of the violence is staged, maybe half, and I think the other half is probably legitimate, chaos and brawls and fights. But, we also get back to the image of, young black men. I mean, that's, it's a sensitive topic. It's something that, we talk about at masternews.com, of course, some of the work you do with Your Black World and also with us. The images of young black men is at stake here. And
yes, it is.
We have to rectify. I don't know if you heard about the big lawsuit against American Idol from 9 black men. And we posted at it. And if you haven't, go to masternews.com and read about my article, or read my article about that topic.
Okay.
9 black men still discriminated against on that show. Now, I do believe this is a real situation as it pertains to how we're treated, in media, because you think American Idol, you think of the most, I guess it's the number 1 rated show. That's what they tell us on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I believe that, but that's what they tell us.
It's pretty big, though.
You have 9 men that have been disqualified on that. Well, actually, you have 9 people that have been disqualified on that show in its 12-year history. And all 9 people are black men. 9 out of 9. So the image of our young black men is at stake with this. And sometimes you sell your soul. And I know Dr. Boyce Watkins, he writes about that all the time.
Yeah.
To what extent do you sell your soul to portray an image that is not only detrimental to the character, the character of the typical black male, but is that money even worth it in the grand scheme when you look at, how we treated by everybody from corporate America to entertainment America? So
I agree. And also, when you think about the young lady that's in the car with him, his girlfriend or whoever she is, having no idea, what sometimes you can be in, and you want to see these stars, you want to ride around, with these stars, and not understand that some of these stars got baggage that, that could have easily been, if that was real, easily been her life as well as his life. And like I say, he's not a kid, though. He's not a kid, and I just think that he have to dial this down. And I'm not going to say that the GDs had anything to do with this. I will say that the GDs ain't nothing to play with. I tell you that. I know that for a fact, being from the side myself. They're nothing to play with. So my whole point of this thing is that somehow we must intervene before this stage or not stage become reality, and it ain't gonna matter after that if we lose lives or people imitate or do copycats of this, whether it be extortion or whether it be some other people that's gunning for him now, trying to make a name out of himself, or be it that it is staged, and shame on anyone that would even attempt to do something like that with weapons to all for the same. That's crazy to me, man. So I wanted to, you know, talk to you about that and touch on those things. And I think 50 Cent with the tweet about it being staged and these things, I think that this thing comes in a circle. I said earlier, 50 Cent don't even need to be in this. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you sit back and wait, let the authorities do what they got to do and find out what's going on. And I think that it would be, not to say that the GDs would do that. Somebody could be faking the funk, you know, so on. So I don't think they would want to put their organization in trouble, because when you do something like this, you definitely got the feds and you got the police attention now. So something's going to come out of this, and I hope that cooler heads prevail. So let people know where they can find you at, my brother.
Oh, you can find me at masterfieldnews.com. Once inside, join us on Facebook, join us on Twitter, sign up for our free magazine that I send out daily, and also join me on radio. And you can get my times on masterfieldnews.com, that I'm on the air. And, man, I appreciate you having me on here.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get you back, man. We got more stuff to talk about, man. I'm going to have to get you back later on this week, man, to talk about some other things. But I wanted to touch this because it's such a big story, and we wanted to get the information because, you know, TMZ is dropping information. You know, your site is dropping information. Your Black World is dropping information. Reason for Rhymes is. So we all want to kind of get some type of dialogue. And I just, my hope, Wayne, is that we can bring music back to being music again. You know, you look at the other genres and other race that do their music, they don't have to deal with this type of stuff. They go and perform, and, you know, they might have a couple people that's drunk or something, but they go to perform and do their music, and they live their lives, man, while we continue to make 2 steps forward and take 8 steps backwards, man, and thinking that's progress, man. Hopefully one day we can get it. Go ahead.
And, you know, and we used to do that. You know, KRS-One back in the day, Dougie Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
We used to make great music that was so positive. It was educational. I mean, KRS-One, I learned about Black history in this song, You Must Learn. I learned a lot about Black history. And, you know, and the beats were good, and you could dance to it.
Exactly. For sure. Rakim, you can name many artists, even some of the artists, you know, Nas, and these concerts don't too much have nothing, you know, they're pretty corporate, you know, with, you know, Kanye. It's a few out there, but not enough, man. And I think that it's time for the community to take a stance, and we got to start dialing this back, man, and save our young men, man. We must save them from self-destruction and stuff like this. And, you know, when you can be a millionaire and you going through this, man, that just tells you that you need to check yourself, man. So Rick Ross, man, I'm glad that you didn't get hurt, but, I mean, you need to really probably, if this is real, I would be reflecting right now. If somebody shot at me and they missed, maybe that's a blessing. Or with a warning, then I think I'll be selling my old issues so I can live life productive, because it does us no good if he makes all this money and he gets shot or leave this earth like a Biggie, Tupac. Then what, you know, then what? That's nothing. You know, your legacy may be there, but you shouldn't die over stupidity, man. So live your life, man. Once again, brother, I thank you. I definitely thank you for it, and we will get back together on this. This has been Vigalantee, the hip-hopologist for reasonsforrhymes.com and Yo Black World, and we are out.